right, let's see if we are on the air, on the internet. Let's see. It looks like we're on Facebook and YouTube. All right, all right. Uh-oh, I'm hearing an echo out there. All right, in just a few seconds, we'll be starting up. All right. Looks like my camera's a little crooked, but that's all right. That's all right. We'll deal with it. What the heck? I'll throw the chilies up there right now. There we go. All right, it is 8 o'clock. Time for the pre-show. Hey everybody, this is Bryan Hogue. Welcome to the Chiller Night Live pre-show. This is the time when the hour prior to Stream TV's Chiller Night programming from 9 p.m. until 3:30 a.m. Every Saturday night. What I do from 8 until leading up to 9 is just we talk about the schedule of programming coming on and anything else you guys want to talk about. We do it all. So let me turn on the chat page here where I can monitor what you on Facebook and you on YouTube's writing to me. All right, I'll do the first chat tonight. Good evening. Now, if you're on Facebook wanting to see that, it ain't gonna happen. It's just on YouTube. And then, Brad's on it. It's the Chiller Night pre-show with Bryan Hogue, starring Bryan Hogue. And now here's Bryan. Here I am. There you are. We're all here together, and we're gonna make this pre-show pop. David says, pop, 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 fizz, fizz. The champagne is opened. All right. All right. I like what I'm hearing. So tonight. This is let me pull up the schedule for tonight. First of all, if you're new here, I don't know how many people are watching this until afterwards, but if you're new, and Leroy Jacob says, "What's up? So happy to see you again." Well, thank you, Leroy. Thanks for joining us. Richard says, "What up, chiller folks?" Chad gives the old director slate image on there. Cassandra says, "Hi, Corpus Christine." Leroy Jacobs, Joseph Bondi. Leroy says, "Time to make the martinis." Well, I already made mine. Or actually, I took it from Jack Shadow. He's always complaining that I'm taking his martinis. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. All right, let's see. Terror from the Basement says, "Greetings from Terror from the Basement, Gothic Cinema." Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight here, Terror. And Tom says, "Hi, Cassandra." Corpus says, "Hi, ya lovely lady." All right, so we're all here and we're rip-roaring ready to go. And let me pull up the schedule here. Now, tonight on Stream TV, that's at streammedia.tv tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chiller Night Theater, Jack Shadow features The Ape, 1940, starring Boris Karloff. And 11 p.m., Chiller Chat. My guest is Nate Reagan, and we'll actually be talking about, we'll be doing the movie review, The Last Jedi. And this is a repeat. This isn't like the movie just came out, but it's, I'll kind of touch on why I'm bringing this up again. But 11:30 p.m., Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Atom Age Vampire. Then at 1:30 a.m., Chiller Chat. My guest is Russ Striner. That's a repeat from last week's feature, Chiller Chat. And then at 2 a.m., Chiller Night Theater. The movie, once again, is The Ape. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Tom says Corpus, and what am I missing? Todd says Burr, happy spring. Yeah. It looked nice out there, a little chilly yet. And then Leroy says, happy chiller night, everyone. Yes, happy chiller night to one and all. Thank you for joining us. And then Brad says, how's everyone's tournament bracket? I don't know. Cassandra says, hi, Tom Paisley. Okay, everyone's exchanging their many salutations here, and we're just happy everyone's on here and chatting with each other. And Corpus says, oh, I'm curious about the Last Jedi review. That will be on tonight. And that's one that Nate and I did. It was last winter, I think, or last spring. And what got me thinking about that is maybe if you've seen me on Facebook, you know that I posted about Cobra Kai Season 2 coming out. I'm very excited about that. In fact, we make a comparison, Nate and I. I recall doing this, and I don't know if this is actually on that app, is the TV episode that you're going to see, or the YouTube version, which is an hour long. The TV version is only 30 minutes long. But I do recall while we were talking about that, we were talking about character development, character arches, and the ability to bring back characters from 30 plus years. You know, good writing can bring those characters back and still, you know, create a successful story. And I'm certainly no expert on storytelling, but I know that there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. And I express my opinions on The Last Jedi, but when I see Cobra Kai coming out, and Cobra Kai, there's nothing complex about it, you know, it's just big dumb fun, but it's very enjoyable. It's a lot of fun to me, and you know, I am very much looking forward to seeing it. I'm excited about seeing this next month. So, anyways, that's my little tidbit about that. Seeing the previews of that show kind of got me. I'm gonna pull out the Last Jedi review, because I think we talk about that. And then Tom says, hi, Brian. Hi, John Boy. Yeah, it does kind of feel like a Walton's scene here. Michael says, excuse me. Hey, everybody, just to give you a forewarning, I have got this cough back. It has come back with a vengeance. So I'm fighting this off. I'm just loading up on cold medicine or something here. So you're going to probably hear some coughing. And but fear not, I've got my cough drops here. I'm very well equipped to handle this situation. Michael says, good evening all. Welcome to the newcomers, I see. Yes. And then Corpus says 3 out of 4 seasons here in Morgantown yesterday. And then Brad says that's from NCAA college basketball. Okay. And then Tom says, if your cough gets worse, maybe Jack should take the pre-show one night. Well, maybe he would. Maybe he would. He finally get his martini back. Corpus says, no, the dreaded cough. I know. I'm not happy about this whatsoever. It actually came back yesterday morning as I was sitting at work in the comfort and warmth of an office behind a desk. That's where I got hit with the cold. Or I started noticing it. Like, I'm not even out in the elements. I'm not even out around people. You know, I'm in an isolated, very, I don't know whether there's any rhyme or reason to this, but it did come back and kind of hit me. But, and then Leroy says, drink that martini, bro. Yeah. David says, yeah, it'd probably make me feel better. And then David says, the Ape was made in a single week in 1940. And made by Monogram Pictures. No CGI effects. No. If you're sitting there watching The Ape and wondering, how are they doing that? You know, just be well assured that there's no CGI in that 1940 movie. That's funny. And then Michael says, The Last Jedi was a train wreck. Rian Johnson ought to be run off the planet. And that's all I got to say about that. Well, I've got a little bit to say about that tonight as myself. So Tom says the ape is one of the not so classic we hear about. Todd says went out of WVU know all too well. Well, oh, went to. Okay. And then Ava says, I just hope it doesn't turn into pneumonia. Well, I don't see that happening. I did have that a couple years ago, but I think I'm just fine. Brett says, I remember how dreadful you were after you saw The Last Jedi. Yeah. And then Corpus says, quit sharing martinis with Jack Shadow, Brian. He's contagious. Yeah, that's probably where I'm getting this. You know, I never thought about that. You know, he's gosh, he's probably, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years old. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't have the best sanitary habits. So, but hey, I wanted to bring this up. We were talking about the last week, the fan of the week, the Chiller Night fan of the week. Now tonight, let me put this out there. Our fan of the week, of course, if you were on here last week, you know who the fan of the week is, but it will be shown tonight on Stream TV. If you're watching Stream TV tonight, you'll see Chiller Night Theater's fan of the week is Michael Redcrow. Wow, he's dressed as a character, Captain Kraken. So, or Kraken. Michael Redcrow from Panama City Beach, Florida. So thank you for submitting your picture there, Michael, and for participating in the Chiller Night Theater Fan of the Week. Now that will be on, you'll see that, I'll put that back up. You'll be seeing this in between the shows, like in between Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat, whenever you see the ad slides and you know, whether showing the weather, stuff like that, this will be repeatedly coming up as well. So you'll be seeing Michael Redcrow as the fan of the week. So I thought that was pretty cool. And hey, and speaking of pictures, we've got one of Corpus posing with her photograph from Jack Shadow, autographed by Jack Shadow, and also the video. So let me pull that up here, right there. Thank you for sending your picture there, Corpus. Pretty cool. And there it is, to Corpus, one chiller chick. And then Jack signed something on the video, but I can't read it from here. But I appreciate that. I think this is fun. I enjoy interacting with you guys like this, so that's pretty cool. All right. And don't forget, coming up, oh boy, Friday, April 5th, A Bucket of Blood. That will be our live show, our live Jack Shadow's Friday Night Fright. And that will be sponsored once again by Vicelli Pizza out of Butler, Pennsylvania. So thank you to David Long and Vicelli Pizza for bringing us another episode here of Jack Shadow's Friday Night Frights. What we do is we do the episode, and you'll be seeing it in its live raw form, and then that content will be edited and shipped off to Stream TV, and that will be the feature movie for the next Saturday night. So those are a lot of fun. All right, now let me see here. What am I missing? All right. Tom says over 100 years old, he must moisturize. Yep. Jack don't crack, right? And then Cassandra says, yeah, Michael. Leroy says, that's wicked. And then David says, I raise a glass to Redcrow. Brad says, it must be Jack Shadow's cousin. Yes, I did. I did happen to notice the similarities. I think Jack would like that. And then Michael says, hey, that's me. Tom says, awesome. Ava, love it. Michael, woot, great photo, Corpus. And then Corpus says, it's me. Leroy says, that's wicked too. Brad says, look how excited she is. Cassandra says, awesome Corpus. David, I raise a glass to Corpus. And then Corpus says, cheers, chiller crew. And Leroy says, cheers. And Michael says, smash that like button, guys. It's free. Thank you, Michael. Yes, all those on YouTube, just smash away. Smash it. Smash it. And then Jason says, greetings, everyone. Hey, Jason. Good to have you with us this week. Leroy says, first martini went down like water, bro. All right. That's what, yeah, I was helping myself to some martinis last week, and I think I'll refrain this week because I'm indulging in cough medicine, so, and cold medicine, so I better not this week, but, all right. And then let me see what else we are doing here. Oh, we are going to be, myself and Samantha will be, and then Ava, I'm not sure if we're doing some additional scenes. We're gonna be taping some new Chiller Night Theater episodes in the Oil City studio coming up in a few days. So I'm pretty excited about that and ready to get back there in the old throne room of Jack Shadow and Castle Shadow, and start filming some new episodes. So we'll be seeing some new ones coming up here soon. Not just the live streamed ones. We need to go back to the basics and get the other ones as well. So Cassandra said alcohol and cold medicine. Oh yeah. 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 Do I dare? Let's see. We did the fan of the week. I will put up. Oh, and here's a picture. Here's the picture Corpus was holding there. If you've seen on Facebook, I was going to put this on here tonight, and I was running a little late, but Vicelli Pizza, they have a signed autographed picture of Jack Shadow that they put up in their store, so that's pretty cool. I was pretty happy to see that. What I am going to try to do, I think this is very possible, on Friday, April 5th. Once again, share the video while it's streaming. Share it. And because I'll tell you, we went from just like a couple hundred views the very first show that we did in January. Okay, Nosferatu. We did just a couple hundred views that night. Probably not even 200 when it was streaming. And then we went up to February is much more. I think it was 600 something, 656 while it was streaming. And then we had earlier this month when we did the Night of the Living Dead, we had 884. That's just on Facebook. I couldn't check the YouTube one at the time for some reason. But the numbers are jumping pretty good there for this being a new thing. So what I'd love to see, if we could get an additional 116 viewers, while the show, if we can get 1,000, then I think what I'm going to do is the giveaway prizes are going to start to go up in like, yes, we could do the photos, of course, but I'll have to start maybe even, the more viewers we get, the more I'll up the giveaway prize. Maybe we'll take certain props from the show itself and give those away. So we'll see. All right, what am I missing here? Tanya says, spending a night at home with Chiller Chat. This is going to be sweet. Looking forward to tonight's movie. All right, well, thank you, Tanya. Thanks for joining us. And then Corpus says, gin is where it's truly at. Not that I would turn my nose up at vodka. Gin, as Dr. Pretorius would say, it's my only weakness. Remember from Bride of Frankenstein? Yes, the old gin martinis. And then Chad says, busy man, lots on your plate. Yes, indeed. And then Richard says, get you some syrup. Oh, I've got some. And then Tom says, my thoughts exactly. Brad says, a new season of Chiller Night Theater is coming soon, isn't it? Well, new episodes. I've kind of I've kind of gone away from the 13 to 14 episode bracket and saying this is a season, just because I'm kind of adding the live shows in there, and I'm just kind of seeing how this goes, because I don't know that I'm going to be able. I want to start Chiller Chat back up, not the Chiller Night pre-show, but Chiller Chat. You know, where I'm actually interviewing guests, and I want to be able to do all this stuff and keep it going and keep new material, new content coming, and I have to kind of just. I'm just kind of like I said, treading water with sweat boots on. If I just kind of want to make sure I'm kind of spacing things out, to make sure I can keep up with it. So yes, you're gonna be seeing the repeats, but I just if this were my job, if only this were my job, I would love that. But and then Chad says only going to keep growing. Tanya says sounds good to me, Tom. Corpus said Jack Shadow's pinky finger bone would be a nice little prize. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He grows that stuff back. I don't know if you've seen, there was one episode. What was it? I think it was I got a cough drop stuck on the side. Excuse me. All right. I think it was I forget the name of the movie. Crucible of Horror, maybe that was it. But Jack, he actually tore his hand off and just threw it to the zombies, to something to chew on, to keep them quiet for. And he said, "I just grow it back later," and he had it grew back by the next segment. But I could do that. I could do that as a prize. And then David says, "Second glass of champagne." Oh. Corpus said, "Well, should be no problem for him then." No, I mean he could give away fingers, sure. And Cassandra says we could use the finger in a drink. That'd be kind of neat, a little stir stick. I like the little optical nerve here on the eye. It's kind of like the toothpick through the olive garnish look. So I think that's rather fancy. But I will be. Oh, here's something too that came up. Brad says, "Are you thinking about doing Chiller Chat live again on Tuesdays?" I'm not sure what days to do those on. I would like to start those back up. In fact, I'm talking to a guy from. I didn't want to make this like an official announcement type of thing, but I'll mention it because it's not. I'm still talking to him. I just started talking to him yesterday about it, but yesterday, I think it was yesterday. From the Paranormal Warehouse. Now that's a website. It's got a ton of people on it. It's kind of like a hub of online activity. People who love the paranormal, horror and the paranormal, they all kind of converge onto that site, and they have a Facebook page as well. And I will be they will be including some of my programming there on the Paranormal Warehouse soon. I have to iron out the details. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that, but evidently I'm going to. My intent is to get the Skype. Now listen to this. As the Chiller Chat program that I do, where I've got I'm either in the TV studio talking to guests, or I'm here and we're doing it over the phone. I've always wanted to get the Skype working, so my guest is right here talking to us, like this picture of Jack Shadow, or let's see. All right, do away with the Jack photo here. If Corpus was a guest, boom, she would be on Skype and she'd be talking to us just like this. But anyways, I think I'm going to get that up and running. If I get that up and running, that will really take Chiller Chat to another level of where I've always wanted. I've been trying for months and months and months to get this up and running, and I just don't have the ability. But somebody said that they can help me out with that, and they're sure to get this up and running in no time whatsoever. I I am not technically savvy whatsoever. People may think that I am because I figured out how to do a lot of this, but someone who knows what they're doing, they could probably get this figured out in a matter of days. It's taken me months, but I don't give up. I do not give up. So I guess I have that going for me. Let's see. What am I missing? Oh, Jason says, I'm happy things are taking off. Thank you, Jason. Autumn says, hi, Bryan Hogue. Hey, Autumn. Thanks for joining us tonight. Brad says, don't you dare air it on Mondays. No, I wouldn't dream of going up against WWE. Tonya says, I hate Mondays. Yes, yes, I know. And Autumn says, hi, Bryan. Oh, hey. Yeah. And then Corpus said, you have to excuse me. My eyes are a little watery from this cold I have for some reason. Corpus says, Cassandra, have to be a few drinks in for that sour toe. I'll start with the finger bone for now. Jason says, awesome photo, Corpus. Leroy says, fingers and toes. And Nick says, 2, 10, 11, eyes, fingers, toes. All right. All right. So everyone's wanting these fingers from Jack Shadow. Well, we might do that. That's a very real possibility. We'll see. We'll see. But I would like to, I'd love to hit 1,000 viewers while we're streaming. Now that's a combination of Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, like Michael and some of the others and Rich, if you're on YouTube, you know that my numbers are not very high on YouTube. So I'm trying to build up my online presence as much as I can here. I don't know, everyone's on Facebook, which is cool. That's why I wanted to make sure my multi-stream hit both Facebook and YouTube. So you can watch on either or. Now here's the advantage of YouTube. I can chat, and you can see me chatting on YouTube. However, it really doesn't mean a whole lot right now because I'm not going to be chatting during the live stream movies for a little while until I get abundantly comfortable with doing that, because I seem to when my cursor's in one spot and then I think it's over here and I go to hit something, it takes me back to the beginning of that movie segment. Don't want to do that anymore. I've done that a few times and I'm not particularly happy when that happens. Leroy says Mondays rhymes with Fun Monday. Okay. And then Jason says they taste like ladyfingers, Survivor type short stories by Stephen King. All right. Tanya says I must stop Mondo from coming. And Tanya says, oops, Monday, I can't type. Well, that's fine. I can barely read. I kind of have like a glaze over my eyes tonight, so I might be reading some of this stuff wrong anyways. But yeah, we I've got a lot of things going on with the Chiller Night theater shows. I'm really happy with how that's going. Thank you for sharing those Friday Night Frights. That has really helped a lot. We got so many more viewers just because you guys are sharing the video. I thank you. I'm sure the sponsor thanks you for that. That was really, really, really awesome. We had Vicelli Pizza on this last one. We also had Hybrid Dead from J.W. Burchick. It was a lot of fun. I think these are a lot of fun to do with a live audience, and Jack Shadow's actually talking and interacting. I've always wanted to do that. I've wanted to do that for years, but I've just now got to the point to where I'm figuring out, understanding how to do all this. So I want to thank you for joining me and helping to make this all happen. And then Brad says, Dark Horse Championship Wrestling in a haunted house. That's something that you have never seen before. No, I bet you haven't. No, I haven't done that yet. But I have done Dark Horse Championship Wrestling, and I have done a haunted house separately. I don't look to combine them anytime soon, but yeah, you never know. And Patrick says maybe you can do some shows on Tubi. I guess YouTube maybe have episodes on there like it's Netflix for free. Possibly. And then Leroy Jacob says, Brian, me too. Corpus said there is a also Rabbit. That's free as well. Rabbit. I'm not sure what that is. Leroy says, me too. I got a glaze over my eyes. It might be vodka induced from what you were saying earlier, but that's okay. Those are sometimes good glazes to have. But Corpus said, actually, I'm not exactly sure how Rabbit works for live hosting. Oh, speaking of that, you just reminded me. We started up, or we are in the process of starting up the Chiller Night Facebook group. So once we get some of the bugs worked out of that, we'll be inviting more and more people onto that group. Right now, it's in the building stage, so there's only a couple people on there just checking out, trying out the chats and the watch parties and stuff like that. So I really want to thank Corpus for kind of taking charge on that and kind of getting that ball rolling. Because I just as much as I would love to do all these different things, I wish I had more time to devote to doing that, but I just don't see that happening, especially this year, because I know it's only March, but I'm already heavily into the planning of a haunted house that I'll be doing later on in the month, and I have to figure out how to utilize my good time management skills to make all that work with the haunted house, the Friday night frights, the Chiller Night Theater, Chiller Chat, and and still being able to do this right here. So, but we'll figure it out. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. And then, oh, Patrick says Tubi is new. Okay, that's something new. I didn't know that. I've never heard of that. And then Richard says tubing all the way. Michael says, oh, come on, Jack Shadow versus the Grim Reaper in a Falls Count anywhere Extreme Rules match. Book it. You know what's funny about that is Jack Shadow was not going to be totally there when I did my first. I don't know if you, when I showed this a couple weeks ago, the opening to my KICW show. There was a wrestler there that you might see again come up. He was called the Masked Shadow, and he had a black outfit, a black mask with the red skull, the red skull that you see on the Jack Shadow T-shirt and the beginning of the program. You see that red skull, and well, he wasn't going to be a very nice guy, I can tell you that. And he was going to have a most peculiar manager. So you never know. You never know. He might find his way on Dark Horse Championship Wrestling, and we'll see. We'll see. That might be kind of entertaining. And then Corpus says, we're working on it. Okay, on that Facebook group. Richard says, Tubi TV, that is. I'll have to check that out. I've never heard of that. And Corpus said, my pleasure. Brad says, how is the process of Facebook Watch going? The watch parties, it's coming along. We were trying it last night. I was getting all frustrated because I couldn't, everybody could see the video of Corpus on there, but me, I couldn't see it. And so, like I said, the technical gods hate me. They just do. Richard said, need an assistant. Well, I actually think that, you know, if, like, I like the idea of certain people, you know, helping out like that. Like Corpus is doing the group, so I think that's in very good hands right now. But I appreciate that. I'll absolutely let you know if I need anything like that whatsoever. I think this is really cool. I love the idea of interacting with you guys, and you know, some of you guys have offered to help out, and I've been taking you up on that, you know, because I can't, as much as I love all this stuff, I just, you know, there's some of it that I can't do on my own. Like that the Jack Shadow sculpture, that's something, believe it or not. You might think, oh, well, what's the big deal? Just sit there and sculpt. But it's really, it really is a time juggling thing, is because, this, I know all of you have, this because everybody has, you got your regular job, you got your family, you got the things that just come up every day in life. And I kind of have to schedule, that. It's kind of a big deal for me that's why I live by the scheduling book. I always have for years. And it's not just something that I can just say I'm going to work on. I mean, because I've got other things to work on at the same time. You know what I mean? Like it's boy, it's a juggling act is all I'm going to say. But you know that. I mean, that's what life is. So I'm not telling anybody something that they don't know. But Leroy says, bro, I love your show. Always wanted this, never had this. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's the same as me. I grew up watching Chiller Theater. I know you've all heard this 100 times from me before, but when that show went off the air, I wanted that show to continue. I wanted that particular show to continue. It had that Pittsburgh flavor. Actually, I'll be honest with you. When I grew up watching Chiller Theater, when I was a kid, I didn't know that was just a Pittsburgh thing. Like, I knew it was from Pittsburgh, but I didn't realize that wasn't being seen everywhere in the United States. Kids don't know that stuff. So I'm just thinking everybody knows Chilly Billy. Everybody, And I didn't really realize at the time. Obviously, years later, I found out this. But every territory, every television territory had their own version of that type of show, the Host a Horror show. So. But I just wanted to see that again. I wanted to see that again. It wasn't even me, that had to do it. It was just I wanted to see that show. And then over the years, it just eventually ended up with me kind of at the helm, And then that's why I went to the man himself. I went to Chilly Billy, kind of get his blessings on that. And some nice words of advice. And he was kind enough to be a guest on the show. He was going to help me out a lot more. And then, unfortunately, we just didn't get to that before, sadly, he passed away. But, and now I'm missing comments. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. Patrick says, Netflix has MST3K, the Mystery Science Theater 3000, so I thought of your show for Tubi. Okay. I have to check that out. I've never heard of Tubi. I thought that was a typo, and then you said it was something that was new. Corpus is working out the bugs. It might take a second, but where there's a will, there's a way, as they say. Yes, absolutely. Jason says, Ava versus Samantha for Diva Championship. Yes, Ava, Aura the Kickin' Wiccan, and against against the Vampire L. That'd be funny. And then Brad says, don't worry, Brian, I'm a tech. I can't read that word. My eyes are very frustrating. Shoot, LOL. Neopata? Am I saying that right? And then Patrick says, you can make wax molds of the sculpture. Yes, but I just haven't been able to complete that. In fact, the very next day after I did the sculpture, the very next day it was all falling apart. The kind of clay I got was absolutely the wrong type of clay. I haven't sculpted in several years, so I mean I wasn't. I probably need more of a sculpey type of clay, but I'm very confident that I'll get to that. I'm a lot less stressed about stuff like that if it goes wrong, because I can see instantly being able to figure it out, like sculpting and building, with stuff with my hands. But when it comes to technical stuff, I just get so frustrated. I don't have much patience for it, but because it's something that I'm not. Maybe I'm not wired right to where I understand it. And then I know I missed quite a bit of it. Michael said, please let us know if you get to the point of scheduling a watch party on Facebook. Love to be part of the crowd for that. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, if you're on Facebook, Michael, Definitely, definitely. We'll make some type of announcement, maybe even next week if we get this up and running. And then Tom says, "I know how you feel. I wanted to be Captain Kangaroo." Yes, yes. Well, I don't know what to say about that. I'm sorry things didn't work out. Patrick says, we had Shock Theater in Dayton, Ohio. Cincinnati had Cool Ghoul. Yeah, yeah. And then Richard says, I enjoy this stuff. Grew up in Detroit. Sir Graves, Ghastly. Oh, okay. I think you've mentioned that before. Somebody, I think, mentioned about Detroit. Tony says, know exactly what you mean, Brian. I used to watch The Phantom of 13. I was so disappointed when it was canceled. So glad to have found Chiller Night Theater. Well, thank you. Sometime I'm going to have to ask everybody where they heard of the show and how they came upon it. I'd be pretty curious to know how all of you came to know of Chiller Night Theater. Let's see. Let me see. Ava says, I'll just turn Sam into a frog. Yeah, don't turn her into a bat. That'll give her an advantage. And then Corpus says, the Kickin' Wickin'. Michael says, yeah, Richard, there used to be a ton of the late night horror hosts. I sure miss them. A great part of my childhood and definitely a piece of America. Brad says, I'm a tech ape caveman. I'm Ega. All right, Ega on the keyboard. So, Patrick says, I saw it on YouTube. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Richard said, I somehow stumbled upon it. Well, I'm glad you did. Glad you stumbled upon it. I'm glad you're with us here. And I can't believe it's 8:40 already. This goes so quick. It seems like I just started this. And you know what? When I do Chiller Chats, and when I kind of, I'm looking to kind of combine this show right here with Chiller Chat in the ways that I'm doing all this. Maybe I will combine them because I would like the shows to be longer, to where I'm showing more trailers. We're doing maybe a brief segment of movie reviews. We're doing some horror movie news or something like that. We're talking to guests. I would like to kind of combine all of that rather than having like, you know, a dozen different type of shows. Maybe I'll make Chiller Chat and this Chiller Night Live pre-show. Maybe I'll somehow combine this idea and make one show. I don't know. Kind of a long way from making that happen, but we'll see. Once I get the Skype up and running, though, with this chroma key effect that I'm doing on multi-streaming capabilities, then I think you'll see a very impressive type of show. And then Corpus says, you put a post up on Horror Everything page. That's how I first found out about you. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. And then Jason says, Ega. Tanya, I saw Chiller Night Theater on YouTube. Okay. Todd says, YT from the start as Sleepy Hollow. Oh, yeah. Yeah, from back in, you know, we're coming up on 11 years. 11 years of doing this this show, Chiller Night Theater. Of course, it was Sleepy Hollow Theater, like Todd says, back when it first started. But the same show. It's, you know, Jack Shadow and Or and L, you know, have all just kind of made the leap into another title, you know, a different revamping of the show. And then Brad says, look what I just started, LOL. And Terror from the Basement sounds great. Tanya says, it's okay, Brad. Well, I better throw that schedule up there again. Hey, folks, in less than 20 minutes, you're going to see this. Switch on over, jump on over to streammedia.tv. You can either watch this online or you can go to that website right there that you see up in the top there, the streammedia.tv, and you can connect to their Roku channel. So 9 p.m. Chiller Night Theater, Jack Shadow features the Ape. That is, of course, Eastern Time, in just a short time from now. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. The guest is Nate Reagan, and he and I are going to be talking about The Last Jedi. We're going to be doing a movie review. The reason I'm bringing this up right now is because of the bringing on the Cobra Kai next month, but also is because Nate and I are going to be doing more of these movie reviews here coming up very soon. So I kind of wanted to just throw this one back up there. 11:30 tonight, Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Atom Age Vampire, which was, of course, our feature movie from last week. 1:30 a.m., Chiller Chat. The guest is Russ Striner. Of course, we all know Russ as the obnoxious kind of jerk brother of Barbara in Night of the Living Dead. And then at 2 a.m., Chiller Night Theater. The movie is The Ape, 1940, Boris Karloff. So that is our schedule for tonight. Hope you stick around. Hope you jump on over to Stream TV and watch all night Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat episodes. And of course, the Fan of the Week will be featured throughout the night in between the shows. Michael Redcrow, the Fan of the Week. There he is. We see him pictured here. The picture that Michael submitted is he dressed as Captain Kraken or Kraken. I don't know how you say that. So there Michael is from Panama City Beach, Florida. We appreciate you participating with that and being the Fan of the Week. So if you're watching that tonight on Stream TV, you will be seeing that. So, and then that brings to mind, of course, Corpus holding and displaying the picture, the autographed picture of Jack Shadow that she won for the share contest earlier this month. And of course there she is with the video, the DVD of Night of the Living Dead, which was the episode that she won the share contest on. So thank you for submitting those pictures there, Michael and Corpus. Really appreciate that. Whoa, we're going to have to pick a Fan of the Week for next week, next Saturday. Well, I've got Corpus's picture there. Maybe I'm missing all kinds of comments here. Wow, you guys are really this is really cool. This is really taking off. Michael said, or Brad says, Elvira has nothing compared to Chiller Night Theater. Michael says, Elvira had a lovely set of coconuts. Yes, well, it's really given her quite a career. And then Jason says, see no evil, hear no evil, or say no evil, hear no evil. Ape, yes, I see what you're doing there. And then Leroy says, oh, review the new Pet Cemetery. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. All right. Well, we could definitely do that. I like it. And then Jason's clapping. Tom says, what is the criteria for the Fan of the Week again? I don't think we've established anything. I really don't. I don't know. I'm asking you guys. What do you think? I think it's a great idea. It was actually Luke Rio, the station manager, actually brought that to my attention. Hey, what do you think about having a Fan of the Week? We'll put it up on TV. And I said, oh my gosh, I love that idea. And then I mentioned it last week, and then we just kind of rolling with it. So, what do you think? I'm asking you guys. What do you think ought to be the criteria for Fan of the Week? And then Brad says, why have Elvira when you have Aura the Witch? And then Michael says, I was so hammered in that photo, LOL. And then Jason says, Aura is the standard. Elvira is not even in her class. Well, you guys are really cool. And then Leroy says, very, very cool. See? Just to put Patrick says, maybe you could review the Full Moon series Puppet Master. Okay, that's, hey, I like this. I like this idea. You guys are throwing ideas at me. Terror from the Basement. It's a true corpse grinder. Well, we have about 12 minutes left. Not even that, because as you know, every week I end this a couple minutes before 9 to give you guys your time to get your pizza, your snacks, your adult beverages, or whatever makes you comfortable watching these movies. We will be doing that in just about 10 minutes here. So, Fan of the Week. We got to pick a Fan of the Week. I don't know. Throw out an idea. How do we pick a fan of the week? I'm listening. I'm listening to you. I just love the idea. I think it's really cool. Anybody have any ideas? Fan of the week. Corpus says martinis and popcorn. Ooh, that sounds good. 12. Brad says 12 minutes. Yes, I know. Tanya says adult beverages are a must. Yeah. And then Cassandra says Puppet Master, the littlest Reich is the new one. Udo Kier is in it. I don't know who that is. Okay. And then Leroy says this new stuff, I just don't know until I watch them. Yeah. Me too. I'm a little it's so hard for me to find them on Netflix, you know. Like, I'm a big lover of the old stuff, the Universal and the Hammer, especially the Hammer. I could watch those forever. I mean, I love the Hammer horror movies. Brad says Bud Light. And then Patrick, throw a hatchet like Jack would do at their pick. LOL. Zebrick says it's not even 6 p.m. here yet. Really? Where are you at? Where are you on the keyboards at, Zebrix? And Richard says martinis, but I can't eat no popcorn. David says no adult beverages for me, delivering pizzas. Ah, good idea. Good idea. And then Brad says Yingling and Rolling Rock. Oh man, yeah. Richard says Hammer. Zebrick says Vega. Vegas? Are you saying Vegas? Okay, and then Tom says, pick the best picture sent in at random, and then you can't be fan of the week again for 30 or 60 days. Okay, so everyone, yeah, all right, so pick the best picture sent in at random. Okay, all right. We'll do that then. Jason says Hammer Horror was awesome. Chili Billy showed a lot of those. He did show a lot of those because he told me that he had a particular love for those movies and so do I. There's just something this perfect atmosphere horror movies for that Saturday night, for the chiller night. Tanya says the old Hammer movies are awesome, Brian. Could watch them all the time. Well, if I can get Zebrick says oops Vegas. Yeah, I figured. And then Terror from the Basement said the classic movies rule. Yeah, yes. Ava says I like that idea. Todd says I've been looking for a good Hammer movie collection. Yes, I understand that. Cassandra said love Hammer movies. Aren't they the best? I mean, nostalgia-wise, nothing beats Universal horror. But as far as just that atmosphere and what that chiller experience on Saturday nights is, to me, it's Hammer horror. To me, it's Hammer horror. It really is. I mean, the Universals, I'm always going to love those, but to me, just that's what it's all about, is just that Hammer horror. Or movies that are similar to that, like Lady Frankenstein. I love watching that. I love playing that here because to me, that has such a Hammer horror look and feel to it. And then Brad says you should show old Chili Billy TV shows. Well, I can't do that. I wish I could, but I don't have the licensing to do something like that. So licensing is very, very important in stuff like this. I got to really make sure that I'm not crossing any lines here. Michael says the original Pet Sematary had a part played by the guy from the Monsters. Yeah, Fred Gwynn. Yeah, he played the old the guy's neighbor in that movie. I can't think of his name at the moment. It was Fred Gwynn, and he was also in Car 54. Where are you? Yep. Yeah, and then Richard says Fred Gwynn. Yep. So where are we at here? Christopher Lee is Dracula. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments. This is awesome. I can't keep up with the comments because you guys are... Jason says, Lady Frankenstein for mature audiences only. Well, yes. However, when we showed on Chiller Night Theater, there are certain certain scenes, certain images that are blurred out, so we don't show anything inappropriate as far as being able to watch it with the family. It's not Disney, but it's at least we can clean it up a little bit for as far as watching it with the kids in the room. And then Todd says, Horror Express, anything with Cushing and Lee. I know, those guys were great. Black and white rule, though. Ava says, less than 10 minutes ago. Christopher Lee and Peter. You know, one of my favorite movies with them is not even a horror movie. It's a Sherlock Holmes, the Hammer movie, The Hound of the Baskervilles. And not that it's Christopher Lee's greatest performance, but it's certainly one of Peter Cushing's as Sherlock Holmes. If you get a chance to watch it, if you haven't yet, check it out. It's a really, really well done movie. Now, folks, we are at 8:54 p.m., so we will be pulling the plug on tonight's Chiller Night live pre-show. But, all right, you heard the idea. I asked for ideas. Tom gave me an idea. As far as submitting your pictures, you can submit them to. Let's do it. Let's do that for next week, okay? Throughout the week, and then I'll just at random. Is that what you mean? You want me to pick it? Because I don't know how else we would be doing this, unless we threw out a name right now for next week. Nick says Disney on the dark side. Yes, I know Disney. I wonder what they're doing here anymore. Brad says 5 minutes. Okay. Tom says random. Pick out of Jack's hat. Well, I could do something like that, like we did with the share contest, but I wouldn't have the photos in the hat. Or do you mean, okay, they send me the pictures, I put the name in the hat? Is that what you mean? Because I could easily do that. We could do that. Assign numbers to pictures. Okay, gotcha. All right, that makes sense. And then Corpus says, Showtime guys, see you on the other side. Okay, we'll see you, Corpus. Tom says, no. Names who sent in photos. Okay, now that's making sense. Okay, I'm with you guys. I'm with you. That makes sense. All right, well, we got to have a fan of the week for next week. So, we got to do it. So maybe because... Tell you what, the first person to send me their picture online, and I'll look at the time that it was sent. You can either send it to my Facebook message, the Chiller Night Theater Facebook message. Whoever sends me the first picture will be next Saturday's fan of the week. We'll do it that way this time, and then we'll do the pictures with the numbers. We'll draw to Jack's hat. So send me your picture. The first one I get will be next week's fan of the week. So with that, all right, we're all clear on that, and then next Saturday we'll do the drawing for the next week. First picture I get, email it, send it on Facebook, message it to me on YouTube, on the Chiller Night Theater at Gmail or chillerchat at outlook.com. Just send it to me. There's plenty of ways to contact me, so even through chillernighttheater.com. And then, all right, folks, it is that time of the night, Saturday night, time for monster movies and science fiction and paranormal and all kinds of chiller things. So thanks for joining me tonight. Looking forward to seeing you next week, so join us then, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a good night. Have a good chiller night. We'll see you next week.